Hey, 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 my beautiful people. Hi, it's been a whole minute since I've been on. And for those of you who have been following my channel, y'all know that I'm dealing with a very emotional time. I lost my mom back in July. And it's been super emotional, although I think I'm handling it fine. When I have these very overwhelmingly emotional moments, it lets me know that I'm still very much grieving. So I've been back home about 2 months from upstate New York, where I had to go deal with, all the things you deal with when somebody passed away. And everything that's going on in the news. I was definitely one of the ones that was affected by SNAP. My food stamps got cut off, then they got cut back on. And I don't know if people have been following the news lately with everything that was going on with Campbell's Soup and the bioengineered food, but it's in almost everything. I've been seeing that on a lot of things, and I've been trying to fight myself with the food addiction, not to eat stuff like that, but it's in every single candy and stuff like that. And it's in everyday things that you wouldn't think, like, why would you need to bioengineer this particular thing? And that's what I got on here, because I just got so emotional and I'm ready to fucking cry. Because I'm at one of those points right now where I'm trying to do good. I'm trying to eat the salads and drink my herbal teas and make my salads. This is a beautiful tomato, red onion, feta cheese. I got a bed of lettuce waiting with spinach and all the good things, right? And I was like, I'm not even gonna mess it up by putting no creamy dressings, which I absolutely love, which they say it ruins the salad and stuff like that. But I did want something that was my cheat for it, which I grabbed these croutons. Now, croutons is just toasted bread. You think, that's not so bad. And I get to read in the back, and it got bioengineered stuff. And I still was getting ready to eat it. And I said, you know what? I threw away all the soup that said that. All my cream of mushroom, cream of chicken. I was like, I'm not going to put that stuff in my body no more. I'm going to love myself. I'm going to take care of myself. I'm going to do all the things. And I just hate the fact that it's people out there that have so much jurisdiction over our lives, that have so much control over our lives. Even when you're trying to do the good things, even when you're trying to do better for yourself, it's like somebody could be like sabotaging you, because that's what that is. And in the middle of trying to do everything right, it's just so disheartening. It's just so hard, because for that, and I'm even upset that I'm crying. But if I'm gonna, throw away my health that I'm desperately fighting for a fucking crouton, I might as well go get the candy bar that says the same thing, because I've eaten candy bars and seen that on there and was like, why is that in there? Not really giving no thought, because I didn't want to, of what it really means and how it could be affecting my health, and wonder why, those of us who struggling with binge eating or food addiction, whatever you want to call it, why we having so much problems. Now, some of the issues is us, but other issues, it's the food itself. There is addictive agents in the food that ravels fucking crack and cocaine, if you ask me, you know what I'm saying, to make us addicted. But then we're blamed because we can't stop eating it. Then if you stop eating it, I don't know if any of y'all had the traumatic experience of trying to do it right, you'll have all of the same side effects as someone who is quitting drugs. You're gonna go through withdrawal just the same. And it's so fucking just disheartening that people, for the greed of money, would just don't care about you, actually usher you to your death. And I have a horrible internal monologue about myself, beating myself up when I can't stay away from certain things, just for this to be added on to it. Like, I don't need no help. I don't need no help fucking myself up, going down the wrong path, eating the wrong thing. I don't need no fucking help. I don't need no help. I make all the fucking bad decisions for myself, but we have all of these fast food restaurants, all of these different agents, because that's what it is, different agents helping us along the way. And I say this to be really encouraging. I didn't finish opening it up. I'm just going to toss it in the garbage, which again, the cycle is on again because I really can't afford to throw away food. So then you have people eating the poison because even if they do want to do, but they really can't afford to throw it away. They can't afford it. I'm already like, I brought all of this salad stuff and you have to eat it before it goes to waste. So all week long, I'm going to be eating salads. But for a person like me that's on a fixed income and you get food stamps, that only lasts a certain amount of time. What are you going to do for the rest of the month? I have to say you do great for a fucking week. You do great. You do fucking great for a week. Eating your salads, eating your vegetables, doing what you need to do. What do you do after that? When you can't buy fresh no more. If not even if you can't buy fresh, but when the money runs out. Or food stamps, whatever it is, when it runs out. You had all of these people online talking about people, and I do fall under the disabled, so I know it wasn't specifically towards me because some of them were very, very vocal about saying, people who really need it, like the disabled and the veterans and stuff like that, they, ushered out. But I have a beautiful goddaughter who I love who works her ass off, you know what I'm saying? And she still needed food stamps. And that's the thing. People are so uneducated, and I can't stand the fact that it's really misleading for some uneducated people that's on social media. They'll get on there and brag about, look what I got, and I got it with food stamps, and I got this and that. And it's so misleading because they do not tell you the fine print and the details about what you need to do to obtain and keep and have food stamps. And not all the time is just don't work. It's not all the time. It's just not that. Now I'm sitting here with the things that's going on. I have no control over what's happening in the government, in which I never felt before, feeling really insecure about my whole life. Forget food stamps. Forget it. You know what I'm saying? I mean about my whole life, about Social Security, which I get. You know what I'm saying? I feel so insecure that in the next few months, because they changed laws, seem like daily, not only would I not have no food to eat because I don't have food stamps, and that's a lie because I know how to grow a seed, and I'll grow my own if that's the case. I got plants. I might have to buy some dirt, or I'll dig some dirt from outside. I'll make it work because I came from look, I was born 1973, and we come from the you make it work whatever which way you have to, and I have seeds that I could plant. Yeah, I'll have food fatigue, and if you don't know what that is, you'll be eating all the same things over and over again. But my great-grandfather was a sharecropper, and that was the only man that raised me before his death. He died when I was a teenager. He was one of those, the greatest man that ever lived. If you ask me, he was a real Renaissance man. He did it all. He cooked, he cleaned, he babysit us when mom had to work or wanted to go out or whatever. And I'm ranting, and we had 8 minutes, and I'm trying really not to keep this long or whatever, but I'm just struggling. It's another year. I'm still over 400 pounds. I'm beating myself up about it. I really want to do great. My birthday is next week. And the only thing I wanted for my birthday is, and it's only 20-something pounds, 30 pounds maybe, to get out of the fours. I don't have to lose all of it, but for my birthday this year, all I wanted was to get out of the 400s and just, that's it. That would have been the biggest flex for me for my birthday, just to be out of the 400. I don't care if it was $3.99. And I'm doing the things. Maybe not perfectly, but I'm doing the things. Big salad. I was going to eat off a salad all day long. And the one thing that I wanted on the salad was fucking croutons and this fucking poison. And I don't by any means feel like it's okay to poison ourselves. And I say that as a term of making a decision to eat all the wrong things. But it's worse. It's worse when somebody else making a decision to poison you for you. When you want to do right, when you want to get it right, when you decide yourself that you're tired of this, I'm gonna go in there and make a fresh salad. I'm gonna choose me today. I love me today. And that's something you got mantra you got to say to yourself because you don't even fucking believe it for real. So you have to do that knowing that it's so many things that's stacked against you. What happens tomorrow? What happens to me tomorrow when everything get cut off and there's no more Social Security and no more food stamps? I don't have a family. I don't have no children. I have plenty of family. But my family have their own family, their biological children that they're working for, that they're doing things for, and everybody got their own life. I live here and I live alone. My family that live in North Carolina with me, they have their own lives, so they're not around a lot. So I spend a lot of my days here by myself and alone. What happens? What happens? What happens when I can't afford to pay the rent and then I gotta get out? I don't even have nobody to help me pack it and put things in storage if that's even a possibility. The one thing that is great is that I know that, my family wouldn't see me in the street, but it's still the fact that I hate, absolutely, and I hate to say hate, but I dislike so strongly that there's a large group of people that could control whether you live or die. Down to the food you eat, they control that. And this is why people say there's no such thing as reverse racism, because you could say you don't like this group, you don't like that group, but that, no matter how much you say it, you don't have control of what they put in their mouth, what their finances is, whether they live or die. But for those of us, people of color, that have a whole group of people, that's predominantly one set of people that can control whether you live or die by the way you eat, by your finances or whatever. And people want to say, oh, it's to get over it. But we're still living in that paradigm. Get over what when you still living in that paradigm? I could accept everything about myself, the choices I made, feeling like, my body is a prison. But it's also a lot of circumstantial stuff. Medically being misdiagnosed, the very little help, being a Black person, living in below poverty lines and stuff like that, going to your doctors. And if you say anything about pain or this and that because your skin is a certain color, then you got to be drug seeking. Just for a doctor that wasn't even mine. My doctor wasn't there one day. Went to the doctor and he asked me, was I in pain? And I said, yes. And he said, what do you take? I said, well, they tell me to take Tylenol, ibuprofen. He says, why would your doctor do something like that to you? Why would your doctor do something like that to you? They know that all medication is by height and weight and that none of that will work for you at your size. Do you know how gut-wrenching that is to know even the medical community don't even give a fuck about if you're in pain or not? And these are the things that don't get spoke about enough on this great internet when I hear like the wars of, men against women and women ain't this and these are and I'm ranting, I'm hurt, I'm just going through it, I'm emotional, I understand that, and I'm all over the place. But these specifically women, because women, we go through a whole bunch of stuff with our hormones, periods, this, that, and the third, and it's just like no protection nowhere for us. Amongst each other only, we seek solace with each other and help from each other. And sometimes that's not a guarantee. Oh, I'm so sorry, guys. I just really needed to put this somewhere. I needed to put it somewhere. All the anger, all the upset. And I understood when I took this journey, when I decided that earlier this week that I was going to start my journey by first taking a week of just eating all fruits and vegetables, no junk, no nothing, and then get into probably something towards like a couple of days of a juice fast, getting into a water fast. But first I had to let myself, detox from all of the processed foods and all of the starches, because all of that stuff, you know, that's another thing too. All of that stuff that's in your system, when you try to do it, this is where all the big cravings come from, because your body is already hyped up on all the carbs and all the processed foods and stuff like that. And then you decide one day, oh, I'm gonna eat a salad, and then for the next couple of days you do that, you're gonna crave. And I understood that that's what was gonna happen, that I'm gonna go through this. Oh, I'm craving this, I'm craving that. And I was ready to fight the good fight of my body saying, look, I want this, I want that, which for me is just a whole bunch of bread, because I live off of sandwiches alone. I can't eat out all crazy willy-nilly because I can't afford it. So my thing is, make a couple of sandwiches, go watch TV, and drink my tea. I don't drink soda. I don't drink a whole bunch of juice. I even, for the pure, just being pure about it, I opted out of buying juice and made a huge gallon pot of hibiscus tea. And I didn't do a whole bunch of sweetener to it. I added a little bit of sugar, but to the point where you could hardly taste it, just so I'm not having all the other chemicals in the store-bought juice. Yeah, I added a sweetener, but it's not a whole bunch of chemicals in it too. Just trying to get my body, to detox. Last year, I brought this detox tea from one of the major people that's out there right now, one of the major doctors that's out there, Bobby Price. And I never did it. I brought it right before Mommy got sick, and then I went up for 5 months and took care of her. I never did it. But I wanted to clean my body out some before I started it, because you'll start it, and once again, I'm a great starter, but I could just always, when my body start really craving something or wanting something, I'll give into it, because that's the nature of the thing. That's the nature of the beast. My overall desire is to get healthy enough to get just a small little home, buy a little piece of land where I could grow my own food, do a little homesteading. I'm in my 50s. I don't have a whole bunch of desires to want to be this and that. I don't, for me, losing weight is all about being healthy all the way to the end, being able to do for myself all the way to the end, not being a burden on my family, just to be able to get up and not be in pain all day, every day, and procrastinate for doing things around the house because it's so painful. I don't have no big dreams to get in a bikini or anything like that. Those are not my desires. It is so bad. It's not even a desire of mine to have a partner, like to lose weight, to get a partner. That is not even what it is. I want to be able to move around freely without pain. That's it. Eat healthy. Have a huge garden and do all of the things. And it's so disheartening, because when I tell you, any monies that I have left over, I'm not splurging on whatever people could think. People who are obese, you must eat a lot, you must do. I can't afford that. When I do have stuff, I make the right decisions to invest in grow lights and buying seeds and learning the skill, so I have a whole setup to grow my own with vegetables, herbs, and stuff like that. And before I could even master the skill, I even invested in things to when you harvest the stuff. So I have three. No, I have two now, because I gave one to my aunt. What is that? It's right here. A dehydrator. So you could get your food off the vine and dehydrate it and keep it for long periods of time. I don't use that hardly enough. Also, what is it? Canning supplies, to learn how to can your foods when you get them. Now, I brought the can and I never even opened the box. Just like this beautiful juicer. Invested in the things. $500. And it's like I can't get out of my own way sometimes to like really, because all I need is the consistency, the discipline to do the things. But it's hard to do that when you're in pain. It's hard to do that when you feel like, every attempt that you try, you already feeling all of the ways about yourself. But every attempt that you try, there's always a monkey wrench thrown in the play in some sort of way. And we all know the devil is busy if you believe in that. I'm more of a spiritualist and understand how energies work and frequencies work and stuff like that. And when you at a low frequency, you're at a low frequency. So that's what's going to be down here. So I understand that too. Oh, guys, be safe. Make great decisions for yourself, especially anyone that's listening that's younger than me that is doing the things that they need to do or trying. Please just don't give up. My biggest takeaway from this, because this is the only reason why I even started the channel, was to like really be the poster child if I needed to be, to don't let yourself get to this point. Like, fight the good fight when you're younger, because the thing and the truth of reality is the older you get, the harder it is to do the things. It's harder to stick to things. It's harder to start things because you get so set in ways. All of your ways, no matter what they are, you'll get set in ways, and it's just hard to change it the longer you lived that lifestyle. So if it's, for me, a sedentary lifestyle, it's harder to change and become a person of action, a person that is disciplined and moving around, and moving around efficiently and effectively, and doing the things that you need to do for yourself. Don't let it get this far. Please just don't let it get this far. Don't ever let yourself go for no reason, no amount of hurt, no matter what nobody say. Block it out. Move forward. Do what you need to do. I don't know if I'm even gonna post this, but like I said, I needed to put it somewhere. Well, let me get off of here. I'm trying to boil some eggs to put inside the salad. I hear the eggs bumbling around in the pot. I love you guys. Thanks for listening.